as you grow up and you meet people, both male and female, and discussions around the subject become more and more common, you start to see again the misunderstanding of the subject of Hinduism attitudes towards sex. And as a woman living in this country, as someone who lives and breathes and dates, I've had some interesting conversations about this with people. But there's something else in this as well, which I can't talk about sex and not talk about Section 377, which, you know, we all know about. So this was a piece of colonial legislation that was overturned 2 years ago. And a lot of narrative on this subject was that India was finally becoming liberal. It wasn't. India was remembering what it is to be Indian. This was a piece of colonial legislation that was enforced in the country. And India, quite rightly, shook off this backwater piece of rubbish and embraced its true roots. How far it's got along that process, that opens up another discussion. But I think it's quite basically the reason why I'm kind of recounting that example is because it's really interesting how people say, oh yeah, you know, it's really cool that you've got these erotic carvings and that you are the culture that gave us the Kama Sutra. And yet they still think we're oppressed. They still think we're illiberal. And they still think we need saving, when actually it would be quite simple for people to just connect the dots and say, okay, so this is a culture that gave us the Kama Sutra. Do we really think it's logical that this culture, this same culture, would say that gay sex is a bad thing and that gay sex should be criminalized when we have 11 genders, et cetera, et cetera?